Understood, Secretary General. Given the list of names we found in Blue Planet's hideout, as well as the recent assassination attempt against the Secretary General, the security force deemed their organization too dangerous to ignore. Naturally, the order was given to crack down on all of their operations. As for this cleric person you're so concerned about, considering his connection to the blueprints you found, as well as the fact that Blue Planet was actively recruiting new members at the time, we suspect that the cleric is a recent addition to their research team. Nothing at all. But after conferring with Miss Aglia, we both agree that the hit squad's infiltration of the Smart City was orchestrated by none other than the cleric. But we might have been looking at this all wrong. If the cleric isn't on that list, it's not because he's new. It's because he outranks even Erot in their hierarchy. I'm afraid it goes even further than that. The hit squad's flawless takeover of the Smart City must have had something to do with him as well. The crackdown operations were meant to ensure Secretary General Kieran's safety, but it seems they've had the opposite effect. The control center, the very core of the Smart City. Only authorizers can access its systems, but once inside, they can gain full control of every tower of fantasy on the planet. I fear just the opposite. Blue Planet believes humanity was never meant to harness Omnium, so they must be aiming to destroy every tower, cutting us off from Mara's power forever. Then everything would fall apart. The Secretary General's reality reshaping program, our defense force trapped in hyperspace, and all of Ida consumed by the aberrations. Correct, but until we get there, it falls on Pippin to stop them. Our mission will be to foil Blue Planet's schemes, rescue Authorizer 968, and successfully launch the Rewind. As a precaution, we will also be escorting another person into the Smart City, Authorizer 304, Kalpa.
It's too late for regrets now, researcher. We'll be waiting at the entrance to the Smart City. I didn't spy on anyone, for your information. Claudia started a conference call to explain the details of the mission, and I just happened to be here.
I understand your concerns, Commissioner, but our intel suggests that Blue Planet is using a new type of virus to maintain control of the Smart City's defenses and communications. If we want to safely carry out our mission and restore the city's functionality, we'll need Grey Fox's technological expertise.
Also worth mentioning is that I provided that information to the Federation with the help of a certain Tower of Fantasy employee. As you can see, my involvement in the mission isn't up for debate anymore. No need to worry there. She's pulling double shifts at the suppressor facility. 16 hours a day, helping with production. She barely has time to breathe, let alone get involved in this. That's right. Because suppressor production requires the use of omnium, there's an increased chance of aberration. As a result, factory workers are given higher priority for suppressor distribution. The same goes for Roslyn, along with any other public security officers who are involved in the aberrant incidents. They've all been given suppressors too.
A pleasure to meet you. I am Authorizer 304, but you can call me Kalpa. I work as a filing clerk for the Defense Forces Case Management Department. Then it seems you don't fully understand the role. After Gesthos was upgraded using Omnium technology, control procedures became both overly complex and grossly inefficient. After several experiments, we found that the human brain was the best solution to this dilemma. By establishing a cybernetic link with Gesthos, the human brain's commands can be translated into the system's language and executed with extremely high efficiency. However, there aren't many people who are capable of establishing such a powerful link, and the process itself puts a tremendous strain on the user. For this reason, Hykros carried out a large-scale screening of every single worker in the Federation. First authorizers? So there were others before? It's true that research personnel make up only a small portion of authorizers, but... You're a Hykros researcher, no? I remember seeing your file some time ago. Despite your superior intelligence, your constitution is somewhat lacking, and you have a history of hospitalization secondary to illness. In any case, while it may seem as though brain power is the only thing required for the cybernetic link, a person's body and mind are inextricably connected. Any burdens experienced by the brain will be ultimately reflected on the body.
Take my brother, for example. 2 years ago, he suffered from severe body pain and insomnia, and couldn't hold down food without throwing it back up. The doctors said that the source of his illness was in his mind. I believe they called it somatization.
That's one way to understand it, I suppose. In any case, authorizer candidates were pulled from various fields. Many are determined soldiers with combat experience, while researchers like yourself make up the smallest portion of candidates. You'd be wise not to underestimate filing clerks like me. Our work may sound insignificant, but we come across top-secret knowledge more often than we like. Like the candidacy process for authorizers, for instance. We're not supposed to know about any of it. But because our group of clerks is so close-knit, we tend to discuss enough information to piece things together. No, not at all. I'm just demonstrating how effective we clerks can be when we work together. After all, it was our network that helped Miss Nola find documents related to her missing past. I have no doubt about that. I've seen your file too. But Pippin, after reviewing his records, I discovered he was just an ordinary person who got lucky during screening. That's what concerns me.
A safe route has been established. Prepare to enter the smart city. And as an added precaution, I brought T5 suppressors for everyone. Please take one before we begin.
Agent Claudia, you're finally here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is William, and I'm the director of the Gesthos Smart City.
Hello, Director William. Could you please apprise us of the situation in the city?
Certainly. Late last night, A team of Blue Planet agents infiltrated the city and kidnapped Authorizer Pippin before quickly descending into the middle level. Aside from the shock of the ordeal, the workers on the upper level are relatively unharmed. But our biggest problem is that Blue Planet's taken full control of the defense and communication systems. Last night, Security Chief Jay spent 4 grueling hours just carving out a safe path for your arrival after it happened.
Where is the security chief right now?
After reporting Blue Planet's infiltration, he said he needed to ascertain the situation within the Smart City. Shortly afterward, he led a small crew of workers deeper into the city, but the communication jam prevented us from contacting them. I'm afraid not. Under normal circumstances, the Smart City's security system will respond to any attempted breach. Not only did it fail to alert us last night, but our security droids had gone completely out of control. It seems Blue Planet's attack on the city involves reprogramming our droids to ignore one of the 3 laws of robotics, to avoid harming humans at all costs. The problem is, we have no idea how they managed to accomplish this.
It's very likely, but we won't know for sure until I get my hands on a server or a droid and analyze it.
We have a number of low-functioning droids built from spare parts here in the city. They've never been connected to the security system, so Chief Jay assigned them to protect the staff on the upper level. He worries that they'll turn against us the moment they connect to the security system, but without any orders, these droids are severely limited in their functionality. When Chief Jay approached the 2nd level, he was attacked by our own security droids. I'm worried for his safety as well as the safety of the other workers. Please, you must help us get them out of there.
You don't have to worry about that right now, Commissioner. Our main objective is to clear a path to Blue Planet's position and stop them. As we push further into the city, additional Federation agents will follow behind to evacuate any personnel they encounter. Rest assured, Director William, we won't stop until every last Smart City worker is safe.
I can't thank you enough for this. Am I mistaken, or is something flying towards us? Huh?
This passage connects the upper and middle levels. We'll have to keep pressing onward if we want to find Blue Planet.
Help! Someone please save us!
Hey, did you guys hear something just now?
We're over here! Please save us!
Oh, thank goodness my name is Hart and I'm trapped in here with Forrest, another one of my colleagues. Please, you have to get us out of here.
There should be an emergency lock override on your side. The passcode is 4090. There should be an emergency lock override on your side. The passcode is 4090.
Oh, we owe you our lives. If you hadn't found us when you did, we would have starved to death in this place. The two of us were up all night running tests, and we didn't call it quits until early morning. We're roommates, you see, so we were gonna call a cab once we clocked out. But then...
We got ambushed and taken hostage by a couple of Blue Planet thugs. They stole our cards and forced us to bring them into the smart city. We thought we were being clever, leading them to this lab where we could trap them behind the security door while calling for backup. Never dreamed they'd end up turning the tables on us.
Not only that, but they also took away a mechanic from the smart city named Pippin.
It's all our fault. We could have saved him if we didn't screw everything up.
Don't worry, we'll make sure Pippin stays safe. Right now, we need you to tell us exactly what happened and how you got locked in here.
Okay, when they captured us, they demanded that we give them access to any confidential files related to the smart cities. We lied to them, and told them that those files could only be accessed with our work cards, and only through the computer in this lab. We tricked them into bringing us here and gave them a long and convoluted password to input into the computer. While they were distracted, we set off the fire alarm outside the door to initiate an emergency lockdown of the lab.
Since they weren't smart city employees like us, they shouldn't have been able to disable the lock. But after about a minute or so, they managed to unlock the door somehow and threw us both in here. Afterward, they busted the emergency override panel in the lab and left with our workers' cards. Since we had already clocked out last night, we were worried no one would notice our absence until it was too late.
Thank you so much. Wait, I almost forgot. When they brought us in here, they used the lab's computer to access several top-secret files, some of which were even beyond our security clearance. I don't know how they managed to gain that level of access, but whatever they're looking for must be really important.
Pippin? Nah, they already had him by the time they dragged us over here. In fact, it was Pippin who came up with the idea of using the fire alarm to trap them in the lab.
That's right, they were after something specific and it wasn't Pippin. If I remember correctly, they mentioned something about perfect authorization, but I was too scared and too far away to hear them clearly.
Why don't we take a look and find out? If they used this computer earlier, I should be able to see what they were searching for.
I'm worried that Blue Planet is controlling more than the city's security droids right now. Nola and I will guard the door while the rest of you go inside.
None at all. I've never heard of anything like that.
Hey, researcher, There's something I think you should know. Odie just finished analyzing this computer's search queries. After using Hart and Forrest's worker cards to log into Smart City's network, Blue Planet was able to modify the security clearance assigned to their cards. This all but confirms that they're using that new computer virus, but something tells me this virus will be a lot harder to deal with than I anticipated. It's, how should I put it? Completely unprecedented. It's not just that. I don't think any other human has seen anything like it before, either.
So, basically a new virus, right?
It's not that simple. Think of it this way. No matter how advanced a computer virus might be, it still has to follow basic coding principles, just like how scientific breakthroughs can't ignore fundamental laws of nature. But this virus, it's something else entirely. It doesn't just bypass our security. It tears through every firewall like tissue paper. And it gets worse. It's actually learning from the security systems it destroys, growing stronger with each breakthrough. Almost like... Yes, exactly! It's too early to assume anything, but I remember Claudia mentioning that the second level of the city houses its servers. If we can secure access to one of them, I'm sure we could learn a lot more about the virus.
who first discovered Blue Planet's invasion of the Smart City. Greetings, I'm Agent Claudia, an investigator for the Federation. And this is Commissioner, as well as his 2 squad mates.
Nice to meet you, Agent Claudia. My name's Jay, and I'm the security chief of the Gesthos Smart City. My team and I were the first ones to report Blue Planet's infiltration of the city.
Thank you for your effort. We were able to enter the Smart City and get here thanks to your information. It must have been quite the challenge for you to make it all the way here.
We're just doing our job, ma'am. I just wish the city wasn't so reliant on the security droids in the first place, or else Blue Planet wouldn't have gotten away with this. My worker's card is no good now, so we can't use it to access the walkway into the middle level. There are other ways to get down there, like the loading docks and ventilation shafts, but they're all being heavily guarded by our droids. Absolutely not. Look, the Smart City might be built to withstand nature's worst, earthquakes, tsunamis, you name it. But we're talking about the very core of the city here. An explosion might damage one of our server clusters or their cooling systems, which could have devastating results for the rest of the Smart City. Well, we can either try to defeat every single droid on this level of the city or restore my card's authorization.
Let me see your worker's card. What, you don't trust my skills? Sure, full access is locked tight, but temporarily enabling them is no problem for me. Got it working. I can hack us a 2-minute window each time. Just enough to get his card up and running without Blue Planet noticing.
I'm afraid it won't be that simple. Blue Planet is using our emergency protocols to block gates all throughout the city. Even with access privileges, you'll need to manually operate some of those gates to open them. Not only that, but the main gates will be heavily guarded by droids as well.
Blue Planet now has full control of the Smart City. If we try to wrestle it back from them, the droids will find us before we make any meaningful progress. Think about it. They must have a ton of droids guarding all those ventilation shafts. The main gate might be our best bet. It's the quickest route, and they probably won't expect us to be so bold. Nola and I can handle whatever resistance we encounter.
But I'm just pushing papers all day. What could I possibly do to help? That's all well and good, but what if I accidentally shoot one of you instead? All right.
We can help out too.
I understand your concern and appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're very likely to encounter Blue Planet's agents down there. I promised Director William that I would ensure the safety of every worker in the Smart City, including all of you. That's why we have to finish the rest of our mission by ourselves.
The layout of the city gets a lot more complicated down there. Perhaps I should guide you while they return to safety.
Don't worry about us, Chief Jay. We came fully prepared. Trust me, we're more than equipped to handle whatever comes our way.
You feds really know your stuff. Guess I'd just be dead weight if I stuck around, right? Understood. Stay on your guard down there. And just so you know, it seems Blue Planet also kidnapped 2 other researchers along with Pippin. I only found out about it after I made my report to the Federation, so it wasn't included. Yes, you know those 2? Really appreciate all of you. I'll head out now. Just make sure you all return safely.
Hold on a second, all of you. What Odie and I did just now was nothing more than a test. If we seriously want to use this card to open the gate, I'll have to do it from this computer.
According to the map, there's a laboratory and a mechanical room up ahead. The mechanical room should be where the gate's manual controls are located, so let's go to the lab first.
This computer will do. However, I'll only be able to restore the card's privileges for 2 minutes at a time, or else it'll be too easy for Blue Planet's virus to target us. Go to the mechanical room and find the status light. Wait for it to change from red to green, then you're good to go.
プレイステーション